Hi guys, and welcome to my next video where I'm going to be talking about 7 common problems and how to fix them. Also some useful tips towards the end of the video too. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the lack of player versus player castles that you can successfully attack for gold. And attacking other players' castles is the main source of getting gold in this game, because your gold production room isn't strong enough to give you enough gold to upgrade your rooms. So going out onto the map here, if you come to where the castles are to attack for gold and their eye power is too high for you, the only way to solve this is by dropping your trophies. Your trophies are on the left hand side, in my case 1169, and if I was to drop them down by 100 or 200, the castles would appear to have lower trophies and thus be easier to attack, because as the trophies go down, the eye power of the castles go down. You also might get less gold available, but still, at least you would be able to get it. So that's the first thing. If the player versus player castles are too difficult, lower your trophies. The second problem, if your gear level is too low, if you're struggling for equipment on your fighters, like swords, armor, rings, amulets, the only thing you can do to get that is to keep playing and go through chests. Eventually you'll find upgrades. The other option is to craft weapons and armor. This is a good way to get the weapons and armor you need. Remember, you always want to try and equip legendary items. The legendary items that you can craft are they're okay, they're better than other equipment you will find. The arena has the best equipment. Following that, events have better equipment again. So you could hold out for an event to happen, which is usually about once a month nowadays, and try and get as much equipment out of that event as possible. In the events you normally have an armor and a weapon for each category, so that's an armor and weapon for a tank, a mage and an archer. Also don't forget that tanks and archers deal only physical damage, while mages deal only magical damage. So if you get a ring like this one here and it's got magic damage, don't equip that on a tank or an archer, because it won't do anything. It'll only work if the weapon is a wand staff for a mage. Again, all rings, amulets need to be for the right troop. Another common problem is if you rush upgrading your throne room, you'll end up stalling your game where you feel like you can't get anywhere. This is why I said early on in my videos to upgrade your throne room last, because when you upgrade your throne room, the cost of fighting and buying equipment, like the chest in the market, it costs 250 diamonds now. If I upgrade my throne room, that will go up. Not just with diamonds, but when you attack other people's castles, it will require more apples, and the portal will require more apples per level. So the cost of raiding and gaining your main resources goes up. If you haven't upgraded your dining hall and the cellar, you will very quickly run out of apples, limiting how much gold you can raid and therefore slowing down your progress. So I know you want to get on in the game and speed things up, and by upgrading your throne room, that's a sure way of doing it, but you will end up stalling your game by doing that. At the very least, if you do want to speed up in the game by upgrading your throne room, you should at least upgrade your treasury for gold production, also your vault where you're going to store your gold, the cellar where you're going to store food, and your dining hall should be upgraded. It's possible to upgrade the other rooms afterwards, but these two should be the minimum you upgrade. I recommend upgrading everything first though, and that goes also for your crafting rooms. If you upgrade those, you can always fall back on them if you need weapons. And again, if you're going to, when you upgrade the fighter training room and your troops level up, you're going to want to level up their weapons at the same time. Otherwise it will be no point having a level 50 fighter and they're carrying level 30 equipment. The next problem can be getting 5-star dwellers. This isn't so much a problem as just a time consuming thing. It's a simple enough strategy. You just have to have a female and male in the living room, wait for an hour and a half for them to breed, and then give birth to the baby, wait 6 hours I think it is for it to grow up, and hopefully it will be a 5-star. It might not be, it could be. Even with a 5-star male and a 4-star female, you could get a 1-star. The only thing you can do is banish them out by clicking on them, clicking on the 3 tabs at the top here by their name, and then banish from castle. If they're lower than a 4-star, they're really no good to you and you want to kick them out, giving you room to hopefully get a 4 or 5-star. You could equip 4 stars in your resource rooms as a minimum, and 5 stars in the barracks as the minimum. While you're breeding, you may as well just put 5 stars in all of your rooms. It's also a good idea too, when you're training up your dwellers, to train all of your dwellers in the laboratory. Then if you upgrade any one of your rooms, the dwellers in that room will speed up the building or upgrading process of that room. But yeah, trying to get a 5-star dweller is just a simple time consuming thing. I also recommend getting it early on, because then you're going to have time to train them up. So if you just stick with your 3-star dwellers, train them up to level 60, you'll be limited at level 60 at a 3-star dweller. Then you will have to upgrade to a 4-star. If you upgrade then to a 4-star dweller, it'll max out at level 80, and then you'll have to do it again at level 5 to get to 100. But the time it takes to get to level 60 and level 80 and then to level 100, you want to do it in one go. You don't want to keep training new fighters. You want to add to their current level already. This is why I recommend trying to get 5 stars as quick as possible and leveling them up. Another problem you might run into is if you can't beat an enemy, even if they've got low eye power and they look simple enough to beat. This can be down to 2 things. If it's a game enemy, like in a single player mission or in the portal, they may be immune to either physical or magical damage, in which case you need to go back, change your weapons to doing the opposite to what they're immune to. So if they're immune to physical damage, just simply take off the sword and bow and add a wand that does magical damage, and they'll quickly fall. And same if they're immune to magical damage. If you can't beat another player's troops, have a look at what gear you're using, especially when it comes to artifacts. If you have an artifact that only works when you resurrect, but you don't have a mage to resurrect, then that artifact isn't going to work. It's hard to say right now what items work best without having them in front to see, but you have to go through and look at each individual item on each character to see if they work best for that character and also your team. If when you're fighting an enemy and you find that one of your characters is constantly dying first, it might be a good idea to put tank armor on that person if it's not a tank already, just to give them a bit more strength, or maybe add a resurrection wand to bring that person up. It's trial and error. The next thing is to try and get as much gold as you can. Some of these upgrades, even at Throne Room 7 here, are really expensive at 1.5 million, and they only get more expensive. The only way you can get a lot of gold for these upgrades is to attack other people's castles, and the easiest way to do that is if you keep your trophies in check. Every time you attack and beat an enemy, you gain trophies, and that will slowly put you up against harder enemies, harder castles to attack. Eventually everyone will outpower you and you won't be able to get any. So by keeping your trophies low, you'll find it easier to get gold and raiding people. After you clear the enemies, the game will put new enemies up on the map for you to do again, and it's just a grinding process to keep attacking and getting the gold. Also, to protect the gold once you have got it, because it may take you a couple of days to get enough gold for an upgrade, you want to try and protect it, and again I recommend upgrading your defences. Go into the arsenal, and that's the room with the octopus in it. Upgrade the room if necessary. If not, click on arsenal here and then go through each one, the ballista, magic runes, archer towers and whatever ones you've unlocked, and upgrade them. The stronger these are, the more likely you are to beat the enemy and save your gold. Also, it's worth noting too that when you look at a castle here, it has their troop eye power. It only shows you their troop eye power, not what the castle defences are. So if you're almost equal to their eye power, or maybe even a little higher, you could easily lose the match because the game hasn't told you what the castle defences are, and that could be, say, another 10,000, making them tougher than you. Likewise, it's a good idea to upgrade your defences to try and stop the enemy too and save your gold. Again, if your trophies are low, that will put you against players who are lower than you, and it will make them not be able to attack you for gold. Having high trophies will put you against higher level players, and they will be able to attack you and get your gold. The other thing to do to try and get gold is to upgrade your treasury and keep training and upgrading your dwellers to work there, and equipping them with the items they need to work in there to maximise gold production. I haven't done this yet, as you can see, because I'm in the process of trying to get 5-star dwellers to fill this room, and then I will train them. Again, it's a little bit of a waste training a 4 or 3-star dweller only to upgrade them later, train again. But later on, when rooms are expensive, you'll definitely need to train dwellers and have these rooms, both the kitchen and treasury, working at full potential. The last problem I've got on my list is trying to get diamonds. This is without buying them. By doing different things in the game, you'll get diamonds. When you upgrade your throne room, you'll get junk in the walls. Every time you destroy that, you'll get 2 diamonds. When you click on these bubbles, you can sometimes get diamonds too. Every time you watch a video, you can get 5 diamonds. You can also get diamonds from a lot of chests, possibly get 10 diamonds from the daily chest in the marketplace. In Portal, when the portal is open in the portal store, if you've earned enough souls, you can buy diamonds. They're not cheap, but if you want to buy, say, the goblin assistant, you can farm this and get enough diamonds to get him for a week. You can also get diamonds from getting achievements. If you're wanting to get a lot of diamonds without paying for them, one of the best places is in the market. Go to the diamond icon and they have 3 diamonds. Tapping on that takes you to this window where simply you have to install a game, play it up to, in this case, level 1, and you can earn 2,750 diamonds. Some of these are quick and easy and reward quite well, others will take you a long time. If it says get to level 12 or get to level 16, they will take you quite a long time and can be quite difficult to do. Some of these are on a timer, like this Star Trek one, complete level 10 within 10 days. These are not too bad to do, but you have to grind them out and play it every day. Some are easier than others. Some of them don't reward very well at all, and some do reward quite well. I would generally stick with some that reward quite well, 500 diamonds or so, and of a low level, because then you can install the game, play it over a couple of days, and get your diamonds. Don't delete the game or uninstall the game until you've got your diamonds. So if you do get to level 15 in this one, don't uninstall the game until you've come back into Hustle Castle and claimed your diamonds, just in case it doesn't trigger. You might have to go back into your game again to trigger the diamonds. But this is one of the best places you can get a lot of diamonds without paying for it. And that's it for your common problems, the problems I've had in the game anyway. Now I'm going to talk just some quick tips in the game. I think the best tip is to get early on in the game 5-star dwellers. You need 5-star dwellers to max out your fighting troops, and you need a minimum of 4-star dwellers in your resource rooms. Every time you upgrade the living room to gain more space, put a male and female in there and start breeding again. The next tip would be to don't forget about your arsenal and to upgrade your weapons to protect your castle. If you are weak, it just makes your castle easy to raid, and then you'll lose your resources when you get raided, and it can be a forgotten thing. I've forgotten about upgrading this room in the past, and then of course I've had to go back and spend days and days upgrading each item just to get me back on track. Don't forget to upgrade your dining hall and your cellar, because every time you upgrade your throne room, it upgrades the cost of attacking and playing the game, and you can stall if you run out of food quite quick. Same thing really with your treasury. Your treasury provides you with gold, but not as much gold as you need. Therefore you need to attack other players' castles, but by keeping it upgraded and your dwellers trained in gold production and equipping them with the best gold production equipment, you will get a nice steady flow of gold. Also, don't forget, if you do run out of apples, or you're running low on apples, maybe because of the portal or clan wars can use quite a lot of apples, to go through your chests and open chests that contain apples. Some chests will upgrade, which means their items will get better when you upgrade your throne room. Other chests won't. The green chests will upgrade, also the purple ones will. The wooden ones won't. So get rid of the wooden ones. You can store and keep these. These can be quite handy. The ones that contain gold can be quite handy to save up for when you need gold for an upgrade. You can open 20 of these and get a lump of gold for an upgrade. They're handy because if you do get raided, the gold can't be taken out of your chests, so they are safe. Also, don't forget to upgrade your fighter training room and train up your fighters and equip them with the best gear. I think another top tip is to go around each of your resource rooms, in fact any room that has dwellers in it, and just run through their equipment. Depending on what resource room you're in, you can just tap on the stat at the side and then hit the equip button, and the game will put on them the best equipment that you have, That's a newish feature, and it's a really quick and easy way to keep your troops with the best gear. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Like if you liked, leave a comment if you want to see or have me do something in the next video, and please subscribe. Thank you, bye.